Well, before I start this morning, I want to check the weed hatch. I meant to do this yesterday, but I forgot all about it. When I came down the locks, well, it was a couple of days ago now, I think I picked up something coming out of the last lock. I'm just going to check that out now, but before I can do that, I have to move everything off the back deck. So here goes. Well, it's actually clear, so that's okay. It must have kicked it off. Let's put it all back together again and do the rest of the engine checks. Carry on from there. While I'm here, I'm just going to tighten down the greaser. That's that done. Right, put it back together. Good morning. You find me here today, more just below the locks here. It's lock 64 at Malkin's Bank, I think that's how it's pronounced anyway, and I'm not far from Wheelock. I'll continue now down the two locks and go to Wheelock, where I'm going to pop up the shop quick to get a loaf of bread. It's fairly sunny. There wasn't a breath of wind a little while ago, now it's all quite windy, so I might even have to put a jersey on, but we'll see. So I'm going to get fired up and make a move. So we're off. Look a little more in here. The only problem is we've got a pin in, but pin stayed in okay, so that's okay. Up against the stone wall here. It's nice and flat as well. Quite nice. I hadn't realised quite how close it was to the lock actually. Just coming down under an old rail bridge here, and the lock's now straight in front of me. Takes a while to warm up. Could take 2 hours this morning to warm this engine up. Into the first lock of the day. This is lock number 65 on the Mersey canal. So 2 locks I go down before I reach Wheelock. Hopefully get a mooring at Wheelock, or I'll pop up to the village shop and get a loaf of bread. The water level is a good 18 inches down at the moment. There seems to be plenty of water here though still for me to move, amazingly. As these locks are close together, I've already been set the next lock. So I'm going to come out of this lock, take my boat into the next lock and walk back up and close these gates. These are in pairs down here. So that's the lock on the right hand side this time. It's already full of water. I've set the right hand side lock. I'm trying to be on the towpath side, but I'm not going to waste the lock full of water just to make it easier for me. There seems to be already water shortages around, so yeah, I'm going to be as careful as I can with the water, so I'm using the full lock. This makes it a little bit more awkward for me getting back on the boat. That's okay. I normally manage to do it okay, so I guess I will this time. So shut this gate, open one paddle at the bottom gates so the lock starts to empty. While I walk back up to close the lock paddles up there. So here goes.
What you see me doing here is pulling the boat out of the lock using the centre line. I'm not going to pull it completely out of the lock. I'm going to pull it out until the back deck lines up with the ladder. Unfortunately, these locks don't have a ladder at both ends of the lock. There's one in the middle only. I've actually changed my mind. I'm going to pull it boat so the bow is out of the lock. I'm going to jump on the bow, run through the boat, back onto the stern. Just like that. I came down these steps you can see here to jump on the bow of the boat. Fortunately, another boat's turned up coming up, so I don't need to close the lock gates. The vegetation as we come out of the lock here is rather overgrown, overhanging the canal, which does make it quite difficult actually to get the angle coming out of the lock back onto the canal proper.
Always bushes.
And it doesn't help very much either when the boat decides to stop there rather than out of the way a bit, so I couldn't get any angle at all. Right, Wheelock next stop, I hope.
Well, I've just moored up there at Wheelock. I haven't come very far today, as you probably guessed. I need to go up the shop. Well, I don't need to, but I want to go up the shop. I've got to get a loaf of bread. I'm getting short of bread, so time for a little walk. Then we'll continue the journey later on today. I stopped and went and got my loaf of bread at Wheelock. I'm going to move down to the water point now. I think I'm going to fill up with water. It's been a week or so since I filled up, so I'm just going to top up again. If there's somebody there, I won't bother. If not, I will. Of course, as always, as I just untied all the ropes and I was just about to move off, the boat comes along. I want to let them go first. I'm not in a hurry. Disappearing there in the distance. Well, I'm here now at the water point, filling up with water, and there's always some interesting old relics to see around, aren't there? I must assume that this was the mountain once for a crane. I'm told that this Italian and Mediterranean restaurant is absolutely excellent. Never been there, I can't say myself, but certainly the menu looks excellent. We have the old buildings here. This is also the facilities block. A shower here, Alsen. Then fill up with water. Rubbish disposal and recycling. And this building once was an old mill building, and now the restaurant, as I say. Two water points here, one there, and the one I'm using just up there. Well, I've just filled up with water, it's all done now, I've just moved off. And I'm just going to go past the old mill here. past the facilities, which is on my left hand side here. I'm just about to go under bridge 154, and I'm looking at mooring up before bridge 158. Although the bridges are a fair distance apart, it's not far, perhaps a mile or so. So as soon as I go past 157, I shall start looking out for the moorings. I've been told we're opposite allotments on the right hand side. Apparently you can see the allotments, and it's great mooring on the towpath side along there. So that's what we're going to look out for. And so it's brilliant internet around that area too. So that's always useful. It means I can keep in contact with you guys by uploading videos. Although at the moment I'm doing quite well. I'm 2 or 3 in advance at the moment. So I've already got next weekend's videos all done, and I think even the Wednesdays afterwards. So yeah, video uploading at the moment's going quite well, which makes a change. Sometimes I'm really struggling. Here we go then, under bridge 154. I suppose I better make a move proper. I'm in sick over at the moment, or any boats come down here and catch me up. I've been down here a couple of times before. The last time I came down here, there was absolutely nowhere to moor before reaching the water points after coming out the bottom of those 2 locks there. So I came along here. Just here is a wholesale pet store place. They sell all your pet foods in bulk, and I bought some fishing baits in there as well. Old wharf buildings obviously originally. And when I missed the mooring last time when I came down here, there's one mooring here, look, with rings. Shorter than my boat, so I can moor up here with either back and middle rope or front and middle rope. So the mooring's shorter than my boat. It's a great little mooring to know about. Very rarely ever see anyone moored there. The wholesale pet food place covers all this large area, I think all the way through here. It's huge when you go inside. You think it's just a little building when you walk in. It just disappears into a labyrinth of different buildings. Very nice mooring. This is bridge 155. I'm just going under now. some of my subscribers.
It's always so nice to bump into subscribers. I'm just amazed how many people out there actually watch my channel.
I'm pretty sure that this is the woods I saw on the map, and then there's the sharp left bend coming up. And as I'm approaching the corner here, I can see the allotments. I think I'm spot on. We'll have to see, won't we? As soon as I get around this corner, I'll be looking for more. I actually think I've moored here before. A couple of years ago. Yeah. Poodle on up a few feet and stop. And there's mooring rings.
Well, I've stayed a couple of nights here. The internet wasn't as good as I was told it was. Obviously, different people with different network providers, slightly different. I'm with Vodafone, and don't get me wrong, the internet works. For uploading videos, it's a little bit on the slow side. So I'm going to make a move today and go to Middlewich, where I know before, a couple of years ago when I was moored there, I had excellent internet. So hopefully that'd be great for uploading some videos. Time to make that move.
Good morning. I'm just about to leave that mooring I told you about the other day. Moored opposite the allotments here. I put a t-shirt on because the sun came out, and then it's got a bit chillier, it's clouded over. I put another t-shirt on and I'm still feeling a bit chilly. I might have to find a jacket. And it's time to start her up and make a move. I'm going to head for Middlewich today. I have 4 locks between myself and Middlewich, I believe. If I counted them correctly. Probably not. A few boats have gone down, so I think I'm going to have the locks set against me. But oh well. I'm not in a hurry to get there. And it's all part of boating, isn't it? So here goes. I'll catch you once we're on the move. So now underway. There's a few more boats here. And the boat that was moored up behind me was Al again. Keep bumping into Al. I think we're going to meet up at Middlewich. Yeah. Sounds like a good idea. Just passing a few more boats here. And not far, I think, once we get underneath the rail bridge to the next lock. I could be wrong, I normally am. Just as I'm pleasing going past these moored boats here, I thought I'd just sort of talk to you a little bit about me and why you might see me all scruffy today, unshaven and all that. That's because I don't dress up for the camera. I actually show you what life's all about, and as I do it on the boat. I shall wash and brush up all later once I stop. I've got 4 locks to do, so I'm going to get dirty and greasy and yucky, climb up down rock ladders. So to save on water and under wash now and clean all up now or whatever, and then do it again later. You know, water's a precious item or precious commodity on a boat. I should just do it after I finish moving the boat today. Might make sense, well it makes sense to me anyway. Yeah, as I say, I don't dress up for the camera. I'm in the clothes, I'm going to do the locking in that I'm comfortable to do locks in, and I'm not going to get caught up on locks. Easy sort of, no jeans which get caught up. I either use jogging bottoms or shorts when I'm doing locks, simply because they don't get caught up around lock ladders and things like that. They're, you know, you've got no loose bits sticking out, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so anyway, I passed all the boats now. I'm just about to go underneath the rail bridge and get on down to that lock. Looks like there's 4 rail lines here. 1, 2, gap. We've got another 2. And we're just approaching what was obviously a
And here we have it. What appears to me, once upon a time, would have been a rail bridge crossing the canal here. Oh, I do love to see a nicely restored Morris Minor. These numbers you see here on the metal shuttering are for fishing pegs.
I'm right at the lock right now.
You can see in this shot here the little box I have where I sit my GoPro, which keeps most of the wind noise off the filming. Since I recorded this is a new wind muff I bought for the GoPro, this foam muff. More about that in a later video.
A lot moorings are a little bit wibbly here, but it's not working in okay. Another tree in the canal this side. I've just got to the lock and it's empty, and I see a boat coming. Yes, there's a boat coming, so I set the lock for them. There we go, all set for them. The lock was empty, there's no way I'm going to fill the lock, so they can't get in.
Well, I'm afraid I didn't film what actually happened next. Yes, there was a boat coming, but it was actually sat on the bottom in the middle of the canal below me, so it was going nowhere. And there was another boat that came up behind him, and there was another boat that came up behind me. Well, what I had to do was actually now open up the top paddles to let some water down, because the pound he was in was so low is why he'd run aground. So I had to drop a load of water through so he could float to get back up to the lock. Meanwhile, the boat that came up behind him was a lot shallower drafted, and they were able to come past him. He waved them past, and they came into the lock first. So I locked them through, which then dropped that, without going down myself, dropped that lock of water into the pound as well, because they had taken that water out of the pound from the lock below, if you know what I mean, because there was boats coming up, so they kept taking water out of the pound, which was making the situation even worse. Anyway, so I've got plenty of water into there in the end, and he managed to lock up, and I got him into the lock, locked him up, and then very kindly he locked me down. There was so much going on, and a lot of people sort of getting a bit irate. Not myself, and not the boat that was stuck. Funny enough, it was the people around that, because they were shallower drafted, were able to move around. Anyway, I didn't film any of it. I just thought I'd let you know what had happened. Now I've cleared all that, I'm back to cruising, and I just have 3 locks to do before I reach Middlewich. Well, I'm nearly at Middlewich now. This lock and another lock to do, I believe, to get there. So it won't take long. And the sun's come out. Absolutely gorgeous. Right by the main road here. It's a little noisy. I've got some of this filming in without traffic going by, so that was a bit of a bonus. This side is beautiful meadow farmland. And this side is all set up for development. Don't try eating this. This is water hemlock. That might be my last lock actually. I might only be doing 3. I can't feel another one between here and where I stop, but there might be. I might have been counting King's Lock in my calculations, which I'm not going to go through today. Alright, let's get moving. Well, I believe this is salt works here. They're processing the salt. And of course, Middlewich, the witch part is from the Roman for salt. I was correct, there is 4 locks. I'm just approaching the next lock now. I forgot about this one when I was putting it through my mind just now.
Well, I can remember the days when this was the pub, the Kinderton Arms, as it says on the sign there. The last time I came down through here, there was an Indian restaurant. I'm not sure if it still is. No sign up saying it's an Indian restaurant anymore. And there's also now a mobile static caravan in the car park. Well, here I am then in the last lock for me today, definitely. Lock 4 for me today. I think it's called Rump's Lock. Is it Rump's or is it Trump's Lock? Rump seems a bit odd, doesn't it? See, there's a T in front of that, shall we? Nope, it's definitely Rump's Lock. I'll tell you something else as well, it's quite a leaky lock. I've been sat in it now for 2 or 3 minutes while I just filmed a couple of bits and pieces. And I've already dropped a foot. I can see a boat coming the other way, so that's handy. I won't have to shut the gates. Well, I'm doing this outro from somewhere completely different to Middlewich. And I wonder if any of you good people out there recognise where I might be from the bridge. This will be coming up in a later video, of course. Well, meanwhile, of course, in the video, I'm now moored up at Middlewich. And I'm going to spend a few days here. I've got a few things to sort out. I need to do some shopping, as always, whenever I reach a town. So that's what I'm going to be up to before, well, if I go through King's Lock and turn left onto the Middlewich, that would be my last lock of Heartbreak Hill, or the Cheshire Locks. Or, if I carry on down through the Middlewich Locks and out through Big Lock, I will be completing Heartbreak Hill. Well, I'll give you a little heads up. I complete Heartbreak Hill. So in my next video, we're going to be leaving Middlewich and continuing up the Trent and Mersey, well, technically down, I guess, because we're going down locks, but we're going north, completing Heartbreak Hill. And we're going to be heading northwards. Where to? I don't even know. We're starting to get some water shortages on some of the canals, so who knows where I'm going to end up again this year, because I don't. Well, a big thank you goes out, of course, to all your subscribers, your patrons, PayPal supporters, Super Thanks supporters, and everybody, of course, for watching. And if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And hit the old bell notification button. That way YouTube will inform you every time I upload a new video, especially if you click all options. I have actually noticed in the stats that a lot of you actually watch my videos and are not subscribed. I'll remind you, it is free, it doesn't cost a penny to subscribe, and it does help out the creator, me. It helps the YouTube algorithm to promote my videos elsewhere. Well, that just leaves me to say, thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.